Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. This time I'm going to show you how to access and complete the alternate version of Chapter 20, Scareship Scroll Docked. This is the final main level in the game before the Impossible Lair. If you're wondering how to bomb open this boulder, you want to do a buddy slam in the corner of this little platform here to bring up a bomb bush. But we're going to focus on unlocking the level first, but I figured I'd throw that in there for you. So, the objective here for this little puzzle is to bring a box all the way down to the ground floor. And to do that, we need to enter this building and then go all the way to the top floor and then keep solving little puzzles in order to access the button that opens the grate that will lead to the preceding floor. So we'll get to that in a minute. I'm just testing out the buttons here, seeing what they do. So we're going to head up. And then we're going to head up one more time. Great. Now we can access the box. Let's go ahead and hit this switch, hit this switch, hit this switch, and then hit this switch. Okay, that'll drop it all the way down. And then you just want to carry the box onto the grate. And then you're going to hit this switch. It'll drop it down to the bottom, the previous floor, the preceding floor. Let's go ahead and head down the stairs one more time. In this room, what we want to do is we want to use the box as a stepping stone. So we're going to line it up right here. And we're going to grab a rock, and we're going to use the rock to spit at the lever over here. So grab a rock, jump onto the box, and then position yourself diagonally so you can spit the rock to the lever, or the lever. And then that lowers the yellow platform, so now we can push the box over to the grate. Step on this switch, drop it down to the preceding floor, and then head downstairs. Okay, this is the last major puzzle you got to solve in here. So what we want to do is we want to bring this box over to the right. This way we can lift this gate that's covering the switch. Then we're going to grab a rock in the bottom right-hand corner here. Let's grab this rock and then stand on top of the box and shoot the rock at the switch. You need to jump and then press R1 to let go of it. So with that done, we're going to bring the crate over to this switch and basically do the same thing. So take hold of the box, bring it over to the switch on the left, then we're going to pick up a rock and then bounce on the flower and shoot the rock at the switch, and that'll turn on the second light. Just like that. Alright, and then for the final light, we need to push the block over here, and then we're going to use it as a stepping stone like we did before. So we're going to pick up a rock, and then we're going to shoot it at that lever you see up top. You could do it from this first pillar here. So go ahead and shoot that, and then that'll lift the cage. And now you want to put the box on top of the grate, and then you can press the switch you just got access to drop it down to the lower floor. Alright, so now head downstairs one more time, and it's just a very simple, there's no puzzle on this floor, you just drag it over and hit the switch, and then that's it. Alright, now it's outside. So head outside, and then we need to hit one more switch. So bring the crate over here, press the switch, and now it's on the ground. So now what you want to do is you just want to stick this crate onto the train tracks to stop the minecar from moving. People thank you. And then once that's done, you can position the box over here to get that tonic if you like. We're just going to focus on the level. So it stops, and now you can jump on top of the book, and that will give you access to the alternate version. So this version of the level is not a side-scroller for the most part. There's a side-scrolling section, but it's not nearly as hard as the original. This is a casual, unassuming level that has some difficult parts. So using this mine, you want to open this little alcove, get the ghost quill, and there is a psycho snail. That's my name for them. I don't care what the real names are. They are psychotic snails. There's a psycho snail right here, so make sure that you don't use the bomb on him. Instead, you want to blow up this gate, and then come over here for twig point number 1. Alright, so this level's pretty long. This might be one of the longest levels in the game, but it's fun. It's casual, but it has some good platforming. It's just a lot of fun. I enjoy this as a final level, despite there not being a minecart level in this game. especially considering you access this level using a minecart, you know what I mean? Alright, so hit the checkpoint, then we're going to jump down here. We're going to grab this bomb. And we're going to use the bomb over there. You see that circle of gyrocopter enemies. That's where we want to bring it. So just drop down right here, shoot it at any one of them, and then stand just underneath them, and then once you get a gap, just jump and get to point number 2. So now we're going to head towards point number 3. And there's kind of like 2 ways to go about this. I'm going to show you an easier way, and it's one that's a little bit quicker. So we're going to come over here, and you want to wait for this crate to drop, and then we're going to do a big rolling jump and roll on top of it. Then you're just going to do that across the entire section. Don't jump into that cannon yet. We're going to use that as our vehicle for the way back. And here's trick point number 3. Otherwise, if you do it the other way, it just takes a little bit longer, and you got to wait for each crate or pallet of crates to rise. It's just easier to do it this way. Alright, so this rope section is actually going to get you ready for the impossible lair. There's a couple sections similar to this in the impossible lair with spiders and turrets and all that, but we'll cover that in the impossible lair guide. Alright. So there's a couple crown quills here, although at this point in the game you're probably not too interested in quills. I will have a quill farming guide to give you a bit of a hint. The quickest way to farm quills is through Frantic Fountains Frozen, which I think is chapter 5, or maybe chapter 4. Alright, so you can try to be a daredevil and just drop like I just did, but I don't really recommend it. This blue ghost quill, this is completely optional. It just rewards you with more quills. You would think the style of this challenge being that there's pallets of crates that can crush you, this would be your next T.W.I.T coin, but it isn't. It's just more quills. I was kind of disappointed to see that, but it is what it is. Alright, so this psycho snail is here. I love these guys. I hate them, but I think they're funny. So just try to outrun it. And then the next T.W.I.T coin is all the way to the right here, so don't go through this door just yet. And you need these gremlin enemies, so don't kill them. You're going to use them as a sort of like a bounce pad to get to the next T.W.I.T coin. Also make sure that these spikes don't fall on them because the spikes will kill them. So go ahead and high jump off of 1, and then grab T.W.I.T coin number 4, and avoid this crazy snail. Alright, now you can head through the door. Alright, so out here, this looks like the inside of an airship, similar to the previous level. And that's because it is. So we're going to have an airship section, which is pretty perilous, but fun. Alright, so there's a Laylee bell down here, in case you need. And there's also a piece of fruit that you can get, and I'm not sure if on this attempt I was successful in actually using it, but maybe I was. Maybe I'm going to surprise myself. There's a gyrocopter enemy up here. You can see his shadow. Be very careful with him. Okay, I was successful in using it. And the reason for that is because there's 2 crown quills up here. So, much easier to get that way. Alright, so hit that checkpoint. Keep scooting along here. Jump into the cannon. And this is the airship section. So you'll notice that there are 3 trapdoors on the roof of this thing. And enemies are going to fall out of that roof. So, you get some pretty cool music. But this section may seem kind of easy at first, but it gets kind of wild. And there are a couple Laylee bells, so even though it is moving on you, there are a couple Laylee bells that you can get. We're going to use one a little bit later. So eventually, after this thing is done rising, it will eventually start moving east. And that's what's going to happen right now. Alright, so now we're moving. And there are going to be spiked rollers. So make sure you get this checkpoint. And now we have to avoid the spike rollers. You can use them to your advantage to kill the enemies. Eventually the enemies will stop spawning, but for now we're still going to have to deal with them. So eventually you're going to get some that you can duck under. I feel like I keep saying eventually, sorry about that. We're going to go for the crown quill here, but that's one that you can duck under, so it's very important to pay attention to the spacing of these rollers. So we're going to jump, 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 sit still, duck, jump, and you just kind of got to be quick, obviously, but here's another Laylee bell in case you need. The ones that you can duck under, you usually can jump over, but most of the time they're followed by an even higher roller. So you gotta be careful. You gotta choose wisely. There's another Laylee bell that comes up here, so you do get plenty of chances. And once it starts to slow down, that's basically the end. So you have a couple of triple rollers to jump over here, and that's it. So that's it for the auto scroller section. So you can jump into this cannon, and we're gonna head towards the last part of this stage. Still have a little while to go. Bait this snail off. Bait this snail off. And then bait this snail off. Game just wants to throw snails at you. So we're gonna jump under this gyrocopter enemy, and we can actually jump over it. Sorry about that. Open some boxes. This one's gonna fall. There's a couple of crown quills behind this. This is sort of like the fanfare. I kind of wish there was a thank you message written in quills, kind of like how they used to do in old school games. Let's come on up here. We're gonna find a bomb, which is gonna be near the hive, so don't break this open just yet. There is a bomb over here. We're gonna need that to get into a secret area. Just come all the way back over here. Chuck the bomb. Now we have the secret area with the Psycho Snail. Avoid him. Get the last T.W.I.T coin, and then go break the hive. And that is the final chapter in the penultimate level, and all that's left is the impossible lair. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Yooka-Laylee and the impossible lair, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you like this content a whole lot, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch. And as always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.